we're unable to recover those
Guys,
cameras.
don't laugh
But we're
at that.
partnering with Flock to get them.
I just can't. Like, I feel like I'm like, low-key, I just feel like a fucking broken record repeating this shit over and over and over and over again. But I will say, maybe I can find it. I'll try and go fast. There was a comic I saw about Flock cameras that was just like chef's kiss. Hold up. Oh, come on. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? No. There's this comic artist that makes this, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Oh, wait. Give me a second. Let me cook. There's this comic artist that draws like these weird looking cats. Does that ring a bell to anyone? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I don't want to spoil like the actual comic. I want to just show it to you guys. Oh my god, I can't find this. No. All right, I'm going to look for it. You're crazy. Okay, listen, buddy. Bucko, pal. All right, I'm not going to be able to find it by doing this. Are they very scribbly and kind of grimy looking? Yeah. Yes. Like a comic style or a video? A comic style. This payout better be worth it. I'm going to try and find it. Let's watch a little bit more, but I'm going to try and find it.
Your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't get elected any other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show photo, voter ID. How simple is that? Could I have your photo, please? Photo, voter ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. Are you a citizen of our country, please? And hopefully there will be no corrupt mail-in ballots, which if you watched California...
Guy who uses mail-in ballots, just totally vice or virtue signaling to his audience. We're going to go after the mail-in ballot voters. We're going to go after them. I found it. Here it is. The people that are like, if you're not doing any ballot fraud, why are you against the SAVE Act? Why could you possibly be against it? It's giving this exact comic. Is that a Flock camera in my house? Why do you care? Do you have something to hide? It's literally the exact same fucking logic. So fucking stupid, man.
California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently...
Dude, can I say really quickly, there is no amount of money that would ever push me to the dark side that is being shoe on head, because then you have these people as your fans. Liberals still have yet to come up with one answer on this one. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Mm-hmm. I'm waiting. I'm still fucking waiting. Guys, remember, whatever you do, never engage in this kind of behavior, okay? There have been some presumably Antifa members. Now, I'm saying this because the CEO of Flock said that the people taking down Flock cameras must be anti-fascist. Don't look at me and ask me why the CEO of Flock would assume anyone against Flock is anti-fascist. That's not important. And ignore the implication that Flock is thereby fascist. Ignore that for just a brief moment. Continuing. Remember, whatever you do, do not engage in this behavior.
The storming over in is severe.
This man is destroying every Flock camera he sees.
They're falling over. He did try and help that one though. Oh my god, another one. He's trying to hold it. Oops. And another one. He's oh my god. The storming over in is severe. They're falling over.
Oh my, isn't that horrible? Isn't that fucking awful? Oh my god. Remember guys, you have to condom hummus, all right? I mean, I'm so serious, guys. You need to understand, we need to condom hummus, okay?
Off Johnson Road in the city of Golden sits a tall black pole and a camera used to read the license plates of drivers passing by. It's a surveillance tool that's faced plenty of controversy, but the latest doesn't involve the cameras themselves. Instead, it's how they're being installed across the country.
Nobody's inspecting these.
Steve Eimers has been fighting for better roadside safety after his daughter Hannah was killed in a crash 10 years ago.
My daughter was killed in the background down here when she hit a guardrail that speared the passenger compartment. which set me on this journey of crashworthiness concerns.
And he says this camera and others
Sorry, my audio's
lack
cutting out.
any sort of breakaway mechanism commonly found on roadside poles.
When it hits from this direction, well, either direction, these bolts are going to break away and the sign will actually just tip right over top of the vehicle. Actually, here's an
Well, Elon Musk told me that cars aren't supposed to have crumple physics on them. And it's good that all of the impact is on your body instead of the object. Because as we all know, property greater than human life. As you guys all know. Yeah. Just think of the poor corporation that's just trying to build a panopticon. Like, I just don't if you have nothing to hide, let them build one in your house, in your bathroom, in your kitchen. Like, what is the problem? I just don't, I feel like everyone is just over exaggerating the problem with having flock cameras that are constantly surveilling you in every aspect of your life. Actively accusing you of crimes that you didn't do, which has already happened at least once. You know, it's just so interesting. It's just so interesting. I also want to show you guys this. Hold up. Wait. The human spine actually is meant to bend. See, I didn't think about it that way. See, now that you say it, it makes sense. Bardo, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you. Hey guys, this is why you should keep, this is why you need to make sure if you ever see someone destroying a flock camera, of course, you definitely need to report them immediately, okay? And you definitely want to make sure if you ever see any destroyed flock cameras, do your best to repair them, all right? Because this is a good thing. This here, Patriot shows how flock cameras track him in his phone as he walks by. This is good. This is good.
So we are getting this flock camera. It's emitting this Connect 36295 Bluetooth signal. It will randomly emit that. You can see it right there. We observed it 32 seconds ago. I can start this back up and you'll see we'll observe it consistently. This specific unit is obviously set off by human motion. Whether that's taking a picture of me is questionable, but the IR element definitely is set off from human motion. As you can see, no cars are coming. There's that Connect signal. It's a Bluetooth signal. You can see it at the top there. It's coming from the back of this battery pack. I believe it's coming from that white battery module emitting a Bluetooth signal. This looks to be a standard Falcon ALPR unit, so it's not going to be the AI video powered condo unit. The easiest way to tell is the camera. The IR unit is more towards the top of the camera as opposed to the Condor where they're on the middle. You'll be able to see this triggered by the cars. It's taking 6 to 8 images of each vehicle as it goes by, make, model, color, decals, damage, and then it's uploading that basically via LTE to Flock OS where it becomes searchable, indexable, and they can refer to it later. So very extensive system. Again, we're picking up that Connect 36295 signal coming from the what I believe is the BLE battery pack, or the battery pack on the back of here giving off a BLE signal.
Isn't that interesting, guys? Yeah. See, I was told that it was just about like safety and about like cars and everything, and only about reading license plates. But no, it's fine, guys. Flock cameras only read license plates. It's just normal traffic control. Stop being so paranoid. Anyway, here's one on a bike path, and this guy talking about how the flock camera is still tracking you even if you're not in a fucking car because it's more than that.
All right, these flock cameras, they're not tracking just cars.
So I found some tag ridges at the old police department I worked at that are apparently tracking pedestrians as you walk. Let's go check this out. It's crazy.
So in this park right here, there's a flock camera up there pumping out IR. And then there's another one over here within like, I don't know, 150 feet of each other. There's one there and one there. They're not tracking just cars. I'm gonna show you. See how it's starting to flash right there when I'm walking towards it? They're taking pictures of faces because there's not a car in sight. And if I'm not moving, watch what it does. Watch what it does when I'm not moving. So watch what happens when I start. Oh, there it goes. I started moving. It's tracking. So there's no car in sight. There's nothing in sight. And the reason why I'm saying that is if you look, so let's see if it goes off when this car goes by. See, nothing. But if you look there, underneath that, now it's firing off. There's a radar, and it's pointing in the same direction that the camera's going. That radar was to be utilized for traffic coming this way. It would obviously be pointing this way. So you can see it there if I zoom in a little bit. It's tracking it's tracking people as you walk. Watch what happens. See, I'm moving, and it's tracking me. And I'm not paranoid. I used to work at this police department
Yeah, but you know, remember, guys. Whatever you do, don't steal flock cameras. Don't destroy them. This is what they look like, so you know to protect them.
They read license plates and are used largely to identify stolen vehicles and help with criminal investigations.
They're very obvious. We're not trying to hide them. They're just there in order to help with our investigative leads.
Auburn normally has 12 in the city. Now, they're down 2.
Based on our research so far, it looks like it was on April 26th.
That's when Sergeant Joe Almeida says the 2 cameras on Nevada Street and Marguerite Mine Road near Highway 49 were stolen. Officers found the poles that the cameras were mounted on empty and the cords cut. Both cameras were later found in a nearby canal.
So they're completely destroyed. They were completely submerged
No,
in
that makes me so sad. Those cameras were destroyed and you guys are laughing.
water, so we're unable to recover those
Guys,
cameras.
don't laugh
but
at
we're
that.
partnering with Flock to get them replaced.
The Placer County Sheriff's Office says one of its cameras was also stolen the same morning in the same area. That one hasn't been recovered. Why do you think someone would want to take those down?
Based on what we've seen, if you pay attention to nationwide, there's a big uproar in regards to cameras, government overwatch. So when you look at it from that standpoint, they're thinking Big Brother's paying attention to them 24/7, 7 days a week. But in theory, what we're looking for is intel gathering for wanted subjects, missing persons, things like that. We're not out there looking for anybody every single day.
As for who took these cameras, Almeida says they have footage of the suspect, but they're still working to find them.
I really hope that they find them. Thank goodness none of us have seen that person or that culprit, right, guys? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, you know, I would be so concerned if someone knew and they didn't say anything. And I know that you guys, you know, you would immediately say something. But, you know, if you guys hadn't said anything, it was because you didn't see anything. Yeah. It's like all the smog outside is just, it's really hard to see. And we're all looking for the guy that did this. Like, we all care so much about protecting the private property that was designed specifically to surveillance us. I'm just glad that we're all on the same page on this. Thank fucking goodness, man. Like, look at these hooligans. Isn't this like, I know this might be traumatic to show some people in here. This is very gruesome footage of a Flock camera that's been decapitated. So, you know, I understand it's not for the faint of heart. So I understand if this is maybe too gruesome for those who have a lot of love for Flock cameras.
Back on the news tonight, more of them have been cut down in Houston. Earlier this week, we told you about two of the license plate reader cameras.
You should show us all of them and how they did it.
Vandalized near Washington Avenue. Now 2 more have been found on the ground near Memorial Park. And the damage comes amidst all the controversy over this public surveillance technology. Sarah Al-Sheikh reports.
The camera that once stood here is gone. All that's left is this pole across the street. Another one taken down as well. A criminal justice expert tells me this could be a sign of the growing public unease with this type of video surveillance. In two different parts of Houston, the same scene. Surveillance cameras lying on the ground. Two near Memorial Park, two more near Washington Avenue and Westcott. All part of Flock Safety's automated license plate reader network used by Houston police and other law enforcement agencies. Houston police confirming an investigation into this. While the motive is unknown, the technology itself has drawn criticism in the past from people concerned about the data they're collecting.
What level of frustration have we encountered?
Texas Southern University professor Howard Henderson, founding director of the Center for Justice Research, says the backlash reflects broader concerns over privacy and who ultimately has access to the information these cameras collect.
For many in society, they're looking at what the negative
thank you, Fizzy.
unintended consequences may be if this information gets leaked or someone uses it and finds itself in the wrong hands.
A crowdsourced map from dflock.org shows thousands of flock cameras across the greater Houston area. Because anyone can submit locations, ABC 13 cannot independently verify the data shown, but we know that multiple law enforcement agencies use the cameras. Houston expanded its use of the technology through a multi-million-dollar agreement with Flock in 2022. In that contract, HPD describes the camera as an investigative tool, writing that, quote, all data from vehicles observed will be provided to HPD for further assessment in detecting vehicles wanted in suspicious or post-event investigations for law enforcement purposes. Just months.
And if you can believe it, some of these people are, remember, if you're ever near a flock camera, you should have your phone so that the flock camera can collect as much data as possible so it can communicate with your phone. Okay? And unfortunately, some of these people that are destroying the flock cameras know this, so they're not bringing their phones with them when they destroy the camera. So we're like really stuck, you know, like, does anyone know these two people? Does anyone know two white guys that own sweaters? Does anyone know that? Does anyone know two guys who have some gray sweaters? Yeah, again, like I said, because the flock cameras are communicating with people's phones, when these hooligans are destroying the cameras, but they don't have their phones with them, we have no way of catching them. Isn't that awful? So make sure you always have your phone. All right? I'm just not familiar with the term sweater. That's okay. I understand. Yeah. I also saw where third-party businesses are accessing them in order to track things like whether or not to tow or repo your vehicle. I just don't know what a white guy is or a sweater. Yeah, that's true. If you don't know, like, I don't blame you. I understand. You know, but we just, like, we need to do something, like, and this is happening across the country. You would think it's happening only in the liberal cities, but these criminals are everywhere. This criminal scum is everywhere. In Ohio.
Since July 8th, flock safety cameras in the city of Ashland and Ashland County have been the targets of vandals.
No.
In some cases, the flock camera poles were hit by a car or truck. And in others, the equipment was struck by what authorities believe is a baseball bat or club.
No.
The victims of the vandalism are the taxpayers who pay for the cameras.
Oh, my God.
Cameras, you know, we've had some tax dollars that have been put to use for these things. I think overwhelmingly the general public would like to have a safe community, and these cameras are a piece of that.
Yeah. The Ashland County Sheriff says the vandalism is part of a trend across the country, and he believes it is based on misinformation.
People have this perception that these cameras are out there tracking them all over the place and all of this other nonsense, and that's simply not true. They take pictures of license plates, and then we read the license plates based on the data that we input. If we're looking.
Yeah, so what you need to know is that cops, they can never lie. And cops famously never lie, ever. There's never been a cop that has lied. Ever. So you know this guy is telling the truth when he says that they're not tracking you everywhere. Okay? Because, yeah, it's illegal. Like, lying is illegal. Everyone knows that. So that's super important. That's an important detail here.
Looking for a specific plate, we look for the plate. Or if there's a wanted person attached to it, or if there's a missing person attached to it, or somebody that's in harm's way, you know, we look for that data.
So what you're telling me is you guys have unfettered access to the cops have unfettered access to flock cameras. This makes me, as an average U.S. citizen, like flock cameras more, knowing that they are directly tied with the police department. Thank you for letting us all know that. Thank you.
Investigators say, ironically, they are using the flock safety cameras in their effort to identify those who have been damaging the cameras.
So they leave from damaging our camera and drive by another one that maybe they didn't know about, or go to another county or whatever. So, you know, yes, I mean, it's very possible that flock cameras could help us catch the individuals responsible for
Thank you, Mickey. Welcome.
for damaging our own cameras.
Once the vandals are brought to justice.
Definitely do not leave your phone at home. Definitely do not harm any flock cameras. Super do not put a flock camera in a Faraday bag for at least 48 hours until the internal battery and GPS system die. Definitely do not do that. Definitely do not wear face coverings while not harming a flock camera. I've also seen some reporting about how certain like green lights ruin the flock camera sensors. Definitely make sure you are not ever trying to harm the sensors accidentally. Definitely, okay?
Authorities intend to seek restitution.
And definitely don't ever engage in any behavior like this, okay? Everybody knows flock camera is greater than American flag. American flag, boo. Flock camera, yay! Yay! Okay, and we all agree on that, right? I only salute the flock camera. I never salute the American flag because I'm too busy saluting the flock camera.
To repair or replace the cameras that have a value of up to $3,500 per unit.
Now that they've been damaged and down, what are we missing? How many people are coming through that may have been missing or that have been wanted? Victims need their justice. And now that those cameras are not there to help us, you know, how many people have slipped through the cracks?
I know. Isn't this atrocious stuff here? Look at this. American citizens across the country are physically cutting down flock cameras as authorities. Sorry, this might be gore of your comfort character, chat. So, you know, like, you have to close your eyes if this segment is too hard. I understand. As authorities are losing control as more people are viewing the technology as unconstitutional form of mass surveillance, the incidents are being described as part of a growing trend where cordless battery-powered tools are being used to quickly cut down flock camera poles because they are highly portable, fast, and quiet. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, at least thankfully they didn't fill that hole with cement, making it basically impossible for them to fix that. Because can you imagine if they had poured cement in there as well afterward? Oh my goodness, that would be terrible. So, you know, maybe thankfully, hopefully, you know, Flock can still recover some of this stuff. Oh my God. Oh, thanks. Just some donkeys. Thank you. Yeah, I was really nervous about the purple, and I'm actually, every day that goes by, I like it more and more. Which is pretty dope. Life is okay. Can you believe this, guys? Wow. I just... Yeah, trigger warning, gore. It's just sad. It's just a sad state of affairs, you know? Man. Look, even in people's backyards, man. Oh, another flock down. How will society ever continue without the government knowing who goes in and out of that parking lot? I feel so unsafe right now. Oh, this guy must have misspoke. He said poles are relatively cheap to replace. You need to destroy the camera as well. That's what's expensive. I think what he meant to say was you need to make sure that the cameras are never destroyed. Yeah. Sources tell me that the flock camera is stable. Please, God. Please, God. This is funny because flock cameras only lay down when they're in extreme distress. They're also embedded in the concrete so they can kill you if you're hit in a crash. Yeah, we were watching that video talking about how like normal poles, like stop signs and stuff, have like a divot on the bottom so that if you ever do crash into one of them, all of the force is applied to the pole, because you can, like, a piece of metal we can replace, like a person is not so easy to replace. A piece of metal is a piece of metal, it's fine. But these flock cameras are fucking shit and people die fucking crashing into them. Oh, me and a few of my patriotic friends have been camping out next to our local flock camera to protect them from radical Antifa terrorists. Thank you for doing your part, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing your part, because you're so brave. If everyone was like you, man, we wouldn't be in this situation. So let me get this straight. You pay taxes, the government takes those taxes, gives a lot of it to Israel, then some to cops, and then the cops buy these flock cameras so citizens can go outside and cut them down. So the only one that profits is the flock company. Well, also the police union. So if you think about it, it's a win-win-win-lose situation. Yeah, the people lose, but what about everybody else? Dude, there's so, you know what's so funny? There's so many posts. Crazy windstorm last night. A real shame to see another camera down. The crazy windstorm that leaves a straight cut through the wall. This is stupid.